Hello, 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 hello. What's the volume here? Turn this off. All this beeping. It's sound. Change mixer option. Nope, not a mixer option. System volume. No, I need the input device. System sound and more sound settings. Wow, this old little panel is still rocking. Like, they've introduced all of this bullshit, but at the end of the day, I really want to use this guy. And boom, cranking it up to the maximum level. Oh, could I use this? No. What is this? Input. Oh, is this the same? Okay, it might be the same, because I've seen it going up. Whatever. Okie dokie. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. 125 should be enough. And I don't remember where I left this at. So I'm gonna go back in time and think about what happened recently. Yeah, right, now I remember. I really want this to not be this loud. Layer create device chain, fail to find VK in layer. Oh, NVIDIA Insight. That's interesting. What should I do with this? Okay, this is the hit test, and yeah, honestly, we don't need the hit test logging anymore. So I'm gonna look for, wait, what is it doing? Nothing. So look for hit, and we can comment that out. But then we have the travel going on, and travel. So travel to sector. That is also spamming too much. So travel to sector is trying to generate all of these chunks, and it keeps doing it over and over again, but I don't think it's actually generating anything. So if we don't have anything to generate, we probably shouldn't. Yeah, else we should return. This is the generate chunks. Okay, so until we have generated all the chunks that we need, you can keep doing it, but otherwise, any is not equal. Any and not equal. So only if it's not equal, like that should be plain equal equal. Or it's not equal actually. Yeah, I don't know why I went through the complicated route. Yeah, that should be just it. Oh yeah, that was easy. I don't know why I did that. So if it's not in the same sector, then we update the sector and yeah, compute the new neighbors, compute the indices that we need from the neighbors. Yeah, I feel like this could be simplified a bit further. Can be able to watch the stream. Oh, let me check that. So what's the matter? Not able to watch the stream. That's all right on YouTube. Otherwise, let's see. Let me head over to Twitch. It looks fine. What's wrong with it? Looks fine to me. Oh, what is going on? Oh, I think Chrome is dying. Oh, okay, it's back. No, what? Every time I scroll it down, it goes funny. Dude, what the heck? Yeah, I can hear it, so everything looks fine. Alright, so if you're still having any issue, let me just know. Be back. And by the way, if you want to head over to any chance to go over to YouTube? Ah, no, stop it. That's got to be my live stream. Is good. Oops. I have too many tabs open. What's this? Okay, so back to it. What did I do? Yeah, I just changed the way that it only loads. Oh wait, what? Why are you still doing that? So the number of chunks is well, yeah, okay. Maybe it's still loading. Okay, it was still loading. It was still loading. Okay, yeah, I guess I could say that if the number of chunks is, yeah, so if the number of chunks is again lower than, I could just say, we could just log loading world, and I'm gonna put a percentage and then upper. Wait, how do I do percentages? I don't remember. It's gotta be like this. Oh, percentage. Is it like this? No. I don't remember how to do percentages with it. It's got to be something like this. Yeah, percentage. I don't know. I'll find it out soon. So loading the world, and the percentage gotta be, well, just a division. Oh, what is it? Oops, I forgot the sound. Let's do an implicit count by multiplying it by 100. Then I can have it on int. So that's got to be loading the world in percentage. And then when that is done, you can just keep doing the normal stuff. Let's see how that looks like. And indeed, we are loading the world. It's gonna take some time. Looks pretty solid. Here. Oh, this update took a bit longer than the others. It's probably generating something bigger. This is the rendering. Wow. No, not that. Why you keep doing this? Oh, we're using 900. Oh, that's starting to be something. 900. Profile memory. Okay. That's quite some memory. Where where is all of that memory held? 900. How about here? 200. Why does it say 900? Profile. Oh, the profile and memory use. Oh, wow, that's some capture. 1 gigabyte in just 40 seconds. Wow, that's a huge lot. Okay. Okay, what is this? Acquire. Update. Buying camera. Update chunks. Oh, that's a collect. When does this happen? Okay, no idea. Oh, that's big range. CPU execution time. It doesn't really have that. So that's a lot of spike for every time. There's an update. Update chunks. Update and then update chunks. Let me check what update chunks does. So update chunks. Okay, it's gonna update the vertex buffer only when it's needed. Skibbity-dee. Beepity-beep. What is this? Show context section. Oh, long lines. If it needs update, it needs update. Update chunks. Update chunks. What did I keep doing update chunks? Needs update. Who is setting this? Needs update. Generate thread. Return false. Needs update is true. Return false. Update. And then set it to false. Needs update. It's true. Now it's false. What? This is so embarrassing. Oh, generate chunks. There's nothing to generate. Returns false. This is or false. That should be nothing. Then needs update, which is the same. Update chunks. It does need update. Okay. Set it to false and still true. Whoa. That's unbelievable. Or equal. Date chunks. So this is set here. I guess this needs to be atomic. So an atomic bool, compare and change. To generate chunks. Needs update. So I'm bringing up my little helper. So I have a bool update needed. Then I do date. How do I make it atomic? Okay. Really want mark update for each fetch or one. Mark update. Okay, atomic int. Really want to use store. This works only if you want transition from false to true. Once it's true, you don't care if multiple threads set it again. Kind of. Fetch or. Okay, so don't change it. Oh, okay, I'm starting to see that if we need to update, then it's gonna need to say store. Memory order. Can I just get away with store? Yeah, probably. Okay, what about the rest of the code that uses it? All right, so if it needs update, stop running. So if it needs update, then do that and store false. But in the meantime, so we do the update, but in the meantime, that guy could have generated something else. So we do the update and then set it to false, which isn't correct. Because here we are updating the chunks and we got the lock. So when we do the update, we also likely so this is going to require us to get the mutex. Generate chunks. Just generate chunks, okay. Just I think generate chunks also. It is also locking. Okay. I think I'm starting to get a sense of what to do. So I'm gonna move this upwards. So we have a safe area. We have a safe surface to work on. And we don't need to lock all the way up here. And then we break. And the last thing that we want to do with the mutex acquired is up if it needs update. It is going to be set to true. And at the same time, since we have the mutex locked here, and we are already doing something with the chunks, we can also say that update chunks, it's only gonna run update chunks is gonna try to get a lock. So if not, chunks mutex dot try to lock. So if it can't lock it, let's see. I need some guidance here. Can I use lock guard and try lock? Come on. Okay, so if you don't want to use atomics, you can make update needed. Let's see. Lock guard. Yeah, but I need to use try lock. Ah, still try lock. A unique lock owns lock. Oh, that's weird. How does that work? Try to lock. Okay, so that's the unique lock. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna turn this into a unique. Oh, come on. Lock. And then stood try to lock. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. If okay, that's pretty neat. If it doesn't own the lock, then we're just gonna give up. And otherwise, we do the rest of the thing. That is cool. And at the end, we just set needs to update to false, since we did the update. So no more messing around with the update here. We just call it regardless. It's gonna do its own thing. And we're gonna set it here. That's correct. No, wait, actually, generate chunks, it already setting it by itself. Okay, so it doesn't do anything unless it has done something. So for loop, maybe it does nothing, so I'm gonna move them here and here. So there is a chance that nothing needs to be done. And yeah, also let's get rid of so that's cool. This is gonna work though, because at this point there is a good chance this is gonna keep getting the mutex. So it keeps locking it. I don't know, let's see. This is a very unknown place to be in. So what could happen is that the main gets starved. But okay, it's not. It is not. It's not getting starved. It's behaving as it should. So whenever there is a need, it's getting the lock. And it doesn't need any more update than this. That is amazing. So when I'm gonna move, when I move somewhere, we should trigger. Okay, we should trigger travel. That's nice, and it's going to generate. Oh yes, it's generating, and it's not doing useless work anymore. Nice. Let's have a look at the capture. Let's grab a new capture, discard this, connect. Okay. 2%. What does this percent mean? 3% of, whoa, 3 gigabytes. Can you stop the capture? 4 gigabytes! So what? Is it still transmitting? Is it capturing? I don't understand. So I did hit pause. So it is capturing a lot. Is it still capturing or is this sending the data? View span 5 seconds. 8 gigs. Wow. That's crazy. 12 gigs. Can we just limit? No, that's what is this now? That's just the view limit. 14 gigs. That is 2 minutes. So this is live capture, right? What does this pause do? Hit pause. It's 25% of the whole capture. That's gonna crush something. So we are at 98%. Oh, that went up pretty quickly. Okay, so that's what it means. And this doesn't even have system capture. Okay, something is breaking. Let me close that. Abort. So how much did we get? CPU usage, or what happened here? And this is where it dies. Okay. One minute in, and we should be done with the generate thread. Okay, generate thread is not running anymore. So generate thread is the one that creates more, more data, because it's okay. This is the one that generate thread. Okay, we don't want this. Generate thread. How did I call it? Yeah. Okay. That thread name. What is it doing? Wow. Generate chunks. Okay, generate chunks. We don't want that. Generate chunks. This is running. This is running too much. And we only care about it when it is actually doing some work. So yeah, let me start from here. So the zone, let's start from here only when it actually going to generate something. And it's doing a lot of work every time. So this whole sorting and generation of the neighbors, it's wasting some time. So here we should at least generate a bunch of chunks at a time. Generated chunks to these keywords to generate, and I'd say it's gonna be 4 or 8. Got plenty of them anyway. Maybe 8 is a good number. So that's the number of chunks you need to generate. And we do the break only if chunks to generate is less than 0. If no more chunks to generate. So we check and then we decrement. So that's going to be, or we decrement and then we check. Probably that's better. Can do that. Oh, that looks weird. Anyway. And same happens here. So that should reduce the number of times this get into here anyway. So it should improve the throughput. Let's discard this whole capture. I'm gonna put it in weight. Okay, so we are getting live capture 11%. I wonder, this is probably in memory, like the total memory. If I hit pause here, what does this do? Abort. Okay, that is stopped now. What happened here? Time from the start of the program. What? Okay, so this is a whole capture. And it's the memory. That's the main thread. Okay, finally this is generating. Okay, it's generating and the memory is going up and up and up. Where it is going up. So this is a memory holding the chunks, and now it is not growing anymore, okay? So the chunks, I feel like we are wasting some space anyway. So let me get back to chunks and revise that. Chunks gonna hold transform color, and then the mesh, it probably doesn't need to hold the mesh. And it's got allocations, so it definitely doesn't need to hold the mesh. Yo, is AR VR good for job perspective? I don't know really. Not really. Yeah, I mean, in terms of job perspective, yes, could be. Depends on your skills. So there is always looking for job, but the market is small. So if you want to go vertical on it, so that's that you will find a job. So it's not like there is no job, but it's just the market's small. Also depends on where do you want to focus on. It's not really so there's really not something like being a VR AR developer. Like you can have some experience, but at the end of the day, you are some sort of Unity, Unreal developer. So that there is a very high likelihood that you will work on VR and non-VR project at the same time. Oh, oh, this is a time where it's not getting any mutex. Okay. Now it's arrived. So it took some time before it got me back. But now the word generated much quicker. So I'm wondering why it's so dark. This is scary dark. If we go in, okay. It does look nice and scary at the same time. Maybe I need to go at high speed. So it's hitting the far plane, which isn't very good. Let's see if I can build something. Okay, so building is still working correctly. I just need to limit to the rate of build. And okay. As well as using DDA. So I've implemented DDA for raycasting, but I'm still using the old method, the old ray marching method, which I should replace with a new one. So one thing that I still don't like much is the flatness. It looks very flat. And as well as having, yeah, these green patches leaking. That doesn't look great. Yeah, but the blocks generation is very temporary. And the water is looking somewhat nice now, even though it's a bit too dark. Oh, what happened there? Ah, I didn't load the chunk. Oh, also that chunk doesn't look like it's been loaded. Now it is loaded. Oh, something weird is happening. Why is it taking so long to load? Traveled. Okay. I think I've reduced the number of updates that are happening, so the world is not fully updated. And that happens. It happened roughly here. So it is checking whether we need to update. I should make it 4D since it's completed. You should make it 4D. What do you mean 4D? How can I make it 4D? Would be pretty trippy. The VR user. What do you mean? How is 4D? Oh, by the way, it's been some time since the last time that I've tried it in VR. And the performance wasn't great, but maybe now that the updates are reduced. Understood. I was considering learning Vulkan that OpenXR for learning, but some graphics devs said no for GL before VK to get basics and later XR. Is this good? I'm learning math for ray tracing. Has a video on 4D Minecraft. Oh, 4D Minecraft. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna check that out. So I didn't understand your question. So I was considering learning Vulkan, then OpenXR for learning, but well, it depends. What is your goal? If you want to learn graphics, then I would say OpenGL is still pretty good. You don't need to go, like you don't want to go over optimization that fast if you don't even know what a shader is. And I don't think you need to worry about what the format of an image is, and how to optimally transition it, how to like squeeze everything into a render pass, and yeah, that kind of stuff, as well as the hardware you're using. So if you're using a tile-based renderer, then you can have some optimization. You don't really need to care about all that stuff. If you're just starting, I would really suggest to start with OpenGL. You can get much more stuff done, and that's also prettier to show. Like at the end, what you want to be is to be proud of what you have achieved. So OpenGL is still pretty good. I've done OpenGL before I did Vulkan, and so I just wanted to know OpenXR, and with OpenGL it was easier. If you do Vulkan and OpenGL and you haven't done anything before, that's gonna be overwhelming, and you're gonna spend a lot of time trying to understand. Like at the end of the day, you won't even understand what you're doing. So you're just going over Vulkan tutorial and then copy pasting whatever, and then that's it. You've done the thing, but you didn't really understand what you're doing. Especially if you start from OpenGL, you can then appreciate Vulkan. Otherwise, you have no idea why a Vulkan even exists. Like you're gonna start thinking, why is graphics programming so hard? And even Vulkan is getting simplified over time, so that there is really no need to learn the hardest part of Vulkan. Like they have dynamic rendering now, which is kind of going backwards from what is what it should what was the initial the thought. Yeah, I'm starting with OpenGL. It will teach you a lot of stuff for you as a beginner. Yeah, you just start enjoying it and graphics programming instead of just bashing your head over weird validation issues. Then once you get to the point where you are doing some stuff that you want to optimize, and then I guess it's when you want to do transition. Like anyway, graphics programming, it's just the beginning of doing all the other things that you can do with graphics. Like you can start doing ray tracing. You can start doing, like, if you do ray tracing anyway, you are not spending much time with the API anyway, so you are going to spend 90% of your time inside the shaders, and you don't want to think about memory and how to optimally load a texture, and or how to create maps for a texture if all you wanted is to create a ray trace the donut. So that's where you want to get a clear view of what you want to achieve. For me, Vulkan was the choice because I want to squeeze the most out of the device, and yeah, that's having render passes is pretty good on this kind of architecture, like mobile architecture. And so if you're doing mobile, probably Vulkan is the best choice. But even there, OpenGL is the best for beginning. Even though some other people might say it's cooler to start with Vulkan, but it's at the end of the day, it's not about being cool. Or I mean, if you want to be a GigaChad and just impress others, then just go with it. If you have the willing to go to the end of the tunnel, then I would say it's also an option to go the hard way. I'm not saying it's not viable. It's just like it depends on how strong you are on the path. So it's gonna be a hard path, and if you want to spend day and night on it, you should get away with something. So you just don't risk giving up just because it's too hard and you think it's you won't be able to do anything, because it's just not fun. And that's just my 2 cents. Otherwise, if you find it fun to look at validations and you want to have everything super clean, then it's probably for you. Bro, it's not compiling. Yeah, exactly. I wanted to make a customized VR pipeline where I can put some data runtime. And it's hard, but I have months to put in, so I can put. Yeah, I mean, if you're willing to go the hard way, that's also welcome. On the main goal is to have a basic tracking movement with minimal graphics, but environment or map can be created at runtime and it. So there's going to be a generated environment that can be created at runtime or be editable, and not the whole map, but the minimal at the time. I'm not sure what you mean. are you gonna do some voxel stuff, or because that's the easiest way to go with the dynamic environment, like the dynamically generated environment. Lego movies. You're pretty good if it works. What are you talking about? All right, let's see. Build it, run it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I guess you can achieve it. But yeah, I mean the problem is that at some point, you're gonna you don't you're gonna have a massive amount of code, because this is what happens with Vulkan, and it's a bit tricky to get track of what to put where, and like for example, I've been handling the shaders in these classes, and I've created 2 shaders, but then I realized that okay, for each pipeline, for each pipeline I might have different versions of it. For example, I've added the ability to have blending enabled or double-sided baked into the pipeline, and so if they come by parameter and they create 2 different versions, and at the end you'll have 2 different versions of the same layout. But then you then create the sets, and what you can do is that since the layout is the same, as long as the layout is the same, you can allocate only one pool for 2 different pipelines that share the same layout, and that's pretty good optimization. So I wouldn't end up with something like this, where let's see. So basically for the shader color, which only has one instance, I write not the object descriptor, but the frame descriptor. So this should be the per frame descriptor. So I only allocated once, but the other shader, which is the solid flat, which I should rename because it's not solid flat anymore. It's the chunks shader. I have 2 instances. The 2 instances share the same descriptor sets, so it would make sense to have some sort of statically allocated memory, where I don't access by object, but I access by global class type static things, and this way. But what I did in this case is that, okay, I have 2 variables that share the same data, so I'm just going to pick one of them. So I just picked the opaque one, and then I'm gonna use it for the transparent as well. It's just not very intuitive. So instead of doing like this, I should have probably, I'm planning to do something like shader, then shaders. That's going to be solid flat shader, and then alloc descriptor. So that's how I intend to make it. Anyway, it is finished. It's running. By the way, it is running, and I think I should be able to see it. Not don't reconnect. Oh, it is running. Okay. Ooh, yes, it is running, and it's whoa. What is that? Wait, what? Why is that? Why is the DDA not working? What is? Oh, oh, that jump just messed up. Okay, I don't know why, but so this only happening in XR mode. Okay, the performance is awful, and I wonder if that happens because of the water. It's probably. So yeah, wow, this is amazingly bad. Oh, no, wait. I also increased too much the distance, the rendering distance. Yeah, you have to break the project in parts and understand where I can start with programming. Yep, that would be nice. Also, don't expect to make the first implementation working. Like you're gonna you need to start testing a little bit of things at a time, and also don't over engineer it right away. That is also going to not work. Stop, 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 stop. So what happened here? We run at an incredibly low frame rate. And the render took 35 milliseconds. So 35 milliseconds. That's a whole lot. And I guess that's because I've made the terrain too big. Yeah, 7 rings. 7 chunk rings is a bit too big. And the chunk size of 32. So the quest can handle 3 or 4 rings, pretty good. And I don't know if that is too limited. Also, we are running in release mode. So there is no debug penalty. Oh, ship, running out of time. All right. Why is it not starting? Oh, wait, it crashed. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Oh no, why did I say wait? Okay, quit and close it. It somehow got stuck somewhere. And discard, reconnect. Okay. Oh, now it's running as expected. The highlight's still broken. Oh, that's weird. It's only doing some faces. Okay, that's gonna be fun to fix. Let's go around, and 120 frames per second. Okay, as more water body is shown, it's clearly dipping in frame rate, and there's not much loaded over there. Come on, you can do better. Let's try to build something. I don't remember how to build. Oops, no, that's not how to build. Ooh, oh, built too much. That was too fast. Oops. Yeah, I should build one block at a time. But building is pretty fast and also breaking. Yeah. So mesh regeneration is pretty fast. Except for some issues where it doesn't update the correct. Yeah. And it's still not loading the whole geometry. Okay. That's cool. Well, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next stream. Have a lovely day.